Hey, what's going on, YouTube world? This is Brando Tillman and crew. I don't know where the crew is at this point. They're around here somewhere. Anyway, there's been a lot of stories going on. From Jesse Smollett, or sorry, I said Smollett, to R. Kelly, Robert Kelly, and now Robert Kraft. This week, all those high-profile people have been arrested. Of course, you know Jesse Smollett arrested for falsifying a police report, claiming that he was attacked by two white guys who were Trump supporters, and they tied a noose around his neck at 2 o'clock in the morning in Chicago. And one person said it well. I can't remember who the person said. He said, and I quote, "If you're a sissy out at 2 o'clock in the morning in Chicago, you out there looking for dick." And that's what he said. And of course, you know, Jesse Smollett is of the homosexual makeup, which I don't give a fuck. The fuck part is he fucked up and lied for publicity. R. Kelly, Robert Kelly, you know, when Surviving R. Kelly came out, that probably was a nail in the coffin. He brainwashed a lot of those vulnerable women. Some were of age, well, old enough for consent, but they still were young and impressionable. Here's my thing. The girls that were totally underage, under like 17, and they were there at Robert Kelly's house. My thing is, and their parents dropped them off. My thing is, why none of the parents stayed with their daughters, even if they were recording, making songs, what have you? Why wasn't an adult for that child, whether it's a relative, a good friend, or whatever? Why wasn't an adult there with that child in the studio with all these grown-ass men? That's the question. Yes, Robert Kelly is a monster, and he's horrible, and he needs help. But, you know, he needs some fucking help. But there's no buts in it. You leaving your kid with a monster, you probably don't know he's a monster, but at the same time, he's a grown-ass man, and you're going to leave your child around because he's R. Kelly, and he probably gave y'all a little something, something, and, you know, your child's there by herself with this pedophile. Because, of course, you know, after all, he married Aaliyah. He got her pregnant, I guess, and they probably had an abortion because she never had kids. And she was underage. They falsified documents. He married a little girl. Pedophile. Now in comes on Friday, I guess February 22nd, 2019. The news broke. On the 22nd of February 2019, the news broke about yours truly, Robert Kraft. I would never have seen this coming because Robert Kraft is a 77-year-old billionaire. That's billionaire. Owner of the historic New England Patriots. I like this story so much because I hate the fucking Patriots. I am a Miami Dolphins fan. Fuck the Patriots. Do not like them. Do not like the Patriots. Do not like the Jets. Do not like Buffalo because they're all in my division. AFC East, that is. NFL AFC East. But I don't get a fucking Dolphins check for talking shit. I just like the team. I like the history. 17-0 Dolphins, 1972 Dolphins, 17-0. The only NFL team in history to have a perfect season and win the Super Bowl. The Patriots came close back in the day against the Giants, but the Giants was a spoiler. And the Giants won the Super Bowl. But let's look at Robert Kraft. You're a billionaire. Yeah. He was married forever to his wife. I think she passed in 2011 of cancer. I'm not sure what kind of cancer it was, but she passed away. And, you know, it's always tough losing a loved one. But let's fast forward to 7 years later. You know, he's going through the grieving process. And I'm not just, you know, people grieve in different ways. I'm not saying that he, you know, because of his arrest, that was part of the grieving process. No, this is part of him being a fucking idiot. You're a billionaire with a capital B. You could have been in Florida, rented out a mansion, a little fun pad, brought some masseuses over, hired some masseuses, you know, the girls, that escorts or whatever, to give you a massage, and then you can solicit them behind your on private property, behind closed doors. But no, this motherfucker here wants to do this shit in public in a business probably I don't know where the place is at. I think it's called Orchards of Asia or something like that in Jupiter, Florida. I don't know if it's on a strip mall or not, but at the same time, you're a billionaire. You could have rent out a whole suite. You could rent out a floor of a hotel and have security block off that whole floor or even half the floor and pay for all the rooms, like adjoining rooms, and you could have had a fuck fest and orgy in there. But I just don't get these people with all this money while they're doing stupid shit from, you got team owners, you got, movie stars, you got athletes, especially the athletes, they do some dumb shit. Like, I see an athlete get a DUI and shit. It's like, dude, you can have one of your flunkies drive you. One of your hanger on, one of your entourage drive you. But no, they got to be behind the wheel. People know I've been in the passenger seat of my car plenty of times. That's my car. People know that's my fucking car. I just couldn't drive, I tell little girl, if I'm out and have a few drinks, I tell little girl, yeah, you need to drive home because I had, we've been at a restaurant. I had a few. You need to drive home. Cool, bam. Because she would ask me, are you good? I'd be like, yeah, no. I'd be like, no, you take the wheel. I'm not good. I had a few already. I'm not good. And that's just like, Robert, come on. Just like Robert Kraft, come on. You just won, sixth Super Bowl? Just sixth Super Bowl? In Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta, Georgia. You just made, some history for your team because your team is like six, now y'all consider a dynasty. And with that being said, okay, a few weeks later, like 2 or 3 weeks later, was it 2 weeks later? You end up in or 3 weeks later, whatever it is, you end up in damn handcuffs for and they caught you on camera for having, soliciting and having, sex or, in a sex act. Because we don't know what the fuck goes on. She could have been sticking her fingers up your ass. Who the fuck knows? But you are on camera, committing a sex act, which leads me to think about this here. Okay. As long as people aren't naked, a camera in a room like that is okay, because I know they can't put cameras in the bathroom, but cameras in a massage parlor is I think it's okay, because if it's a guy, he should be covered up from the bottom. His bottom should be covered up. If his back and legs are exposed, even his buttocks is exposed, I guess they can have cameras in there for the safety of people, or maybe it was just a sting for that the police set up, or somebody or the FBI set up, undercover sting where they just put cameras in places where they, figure something was going on. Or maybe Robert Kraft came across somebody who he regulared, who he was a regular for, or she was his regular masseuse or what have you. And she probably just got tired of the BS and was like, look, I can't be doing these things. Or she said, I want to do this, but I want to get paid. And he didn't, he probably didn't want to pay her as much. He probably didn't want to drop her, $3,000, because he's a billionaire. She knows he's a billionaire. I mean, and plus, who knows what the other circumstances was. He just wanted to get his rocks off. But what I'm saying is, even at that, you still are a billionaire. You probably got some buddies around there and say, hey, or bring him back to your hotel room or your suite or whatever, buy a house. You could have bought a house that day and closed that day probably. Or just say, I just want to rent this house out for just a day. Somebody's house. And you could have brought them a suit. And my thing is, be discreet, be quiet about it. Or maybe it's just a thrill of, being that you're a high profile guy. Maybe it's just a thrill that maybe he just wanted to have the thrill of being like the average person, like, because a lot of guys go to the massage parlors and get more than just a massage. They get the old hand jerk special sometimes. I don't know, or the old cowboy special. I don't know, or the old doggy style special. I don't know. I've never had that. I've never paid for sex, in a sense of where I'm just walking up, for some random woman. I mean, if you're dating a woman, in a sense, you're paying for sex, because if you're not coming through with the proper, dinner and the wooing and the courting, as they call it back in the day, yeah, it's pretty much going to be like, you don't take me nowhere. You don't do nothing like that for me. And that's what women do. You don't take me nowhere. Girl, he ain't took you nowhere. He hasn't bought you anything. And it's like, yeah, that's why dating, you gotta have some pockets. You can't, if you date a Burger King type of chick, you may be okay. But if you date a damn a Peter Luger steakhouse kind of chick, then you got your hands full. You better have some deep pockets, because that's what she's looking for. You better have some deep fucking pockets. But anyway, Robert Kraft has deep pockets. Can't see why he was in this massage parlor getting the old reach around or hand jerk or whatever she was doing to him or whatever he was doing to her. Maybe he's loaded up on Viagra that morning, because I know at 77 years old it's going to take a while. The blood don't rush down to the other head as quickly as it does, back when you was like 54 or 57 or 47 or 37 or 27 or 17, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just a black guy on the organization. And I know his son. I'm not sure if he has a daughter. I know he has a son that every time they're on TV, his son is up there in the owner's box or press box. Well, the owner's box as they call it. And that's far away. I mean, to be an owner and you're sitting so far away from the thing. I would rather be an owner in the stadium on the first yard, front 50-yard line, front row seats. Because I know you just got that prestige and y'all can see it on the monitor, but I'd rather be like, hey, I it's too far away. He's old now, and I know he can't see everything. He just hears, oh, we scored a touchdown. It's like, yeah, we scored a touchdown, but he probably didn't see it because you're so far away. You're like damn near half a mile away from the action, so to speak. And it can't be great on the son, because I'm knowing inquiring minds want to know when he found out what the fuck happened and why. He says, like, damn, Dad, can you just, like, not, calm the fuck down? Because, Robert Kraft, it was photographed with a nice-looking woman on his arm one day. And it's like, damn, she's probably feeling some kind of way. But then she probably is just going to shut the fuck up so she can ride that old gravy train. She's like, you know what? Let him be who he is. I want to go shopping. Robert, I'm mad at you. Take me shopping. I want to borrow the black American Express card. I need to buy me a car. Or whatever the fuck he's giving that broad. Yeah, it's a dark day in Patriots Nation, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it like a motherfucker. Yes, I am hating. I'm hating because they cheat, and they have all kind of rules catered to Tom Brady. You remember the tuck rule when they played against the Raiders in that AFC Championship game, where clearly the ball was fumbled, but they said the tuck rule, and they just like, oh, don't look at Tom Brady, don't breathe on him. Tom Brady goes to the coach, goes to the referee. Hey, they're breathing hard on me. They won't let me up. They're hitting me too hard. That was illegal. He hit me in the ribs. He tackled me. He sacked me. Wow, my name's Tom Brady. And Roger Goodell, well, we have to protect Tom Brady because, he's going to be our next superstar. It drives up ratings and revenue. Yeah. But the Pats gear ain't selling shit. They can't outsell, as gear-wise, they can't outsell fucking Steelers, Cowboys, and Green Bay. Those are probably and Raiders. Those are probably the four biggest sports paraphernalia out there. Cowboys, Steelers, Green Bay, Raiders. Those are rich traditional teams. But I'm just hating right now. But I just look at Robert Kraft. I was like, damn, dog, you out there in Jupiter, Florida, and bad stuff happens out there, because that's where Tiger Woods used to live, or still maybe lives, when his wife went to work on him with that golf club because she found out he was cheating. Yeah, he probably would have been cheating, but that's a whole nother story. But Robert Kraft, your chickens that come home to roost. You're an astute businessman. You probably, who knows how you got there? Who knows how you made your fortune? Behind every fortune there's a crime. Your last name is Kraft. I'm not sure if you're related to the cheese people Kraft, or I know you got Gillette in your pocket in the cut. But yeah, just hopefully you get through this, and you're a billionaire. I mean, fuck, I know y'all can be some weirdos, but damn, don't get caught up in there with your pants down, man. It's like, gosh, that's rule number one. Don't get caught with your pants down. I mean, you got an organization to run. I mean, it's gonna be all brushed under the rug in the next few months when the NFL draft starts up in April, and it's all gonna be. They're not gonna mention it at the draft because you're gonna tell them don't say anything about my arrest. Let them have their field day now and next week, but come draft time, if you're there at the draft or whatever, just make sure I know you're gonna make sure you and Roger Goodell are gonna get together and make sure that they don't mention your incident arrest. Well, not at least at the venue, but I know a lot of the media outlets who are not there, like me. I'm a YouTuber media outlet. I'm going to mention your fucking name. Yes, I want to mention your name, and I'm wondering what Roger Goodell is going to do. Probably nothing, because Roger Goodell works for them. So Roger Goodell, he's going to say, why oppose it? No, you can't oppose shit. Robert Kraft wouldn't pull his foot up your ass, Roger Goodell, you son of a bitch. Nobody likes that son of a bitch anyway, Roger Goodell as well. That motherfucker admitted that some of the NFL games are rigged just for ratings. They want the best team to win so they can get him next week. Because I saw everybody got level of competition. Everybody got high levels of competition. It's like, in college it's one sided. Because if you got the Miami Hurricanes going against, like, Florida A&M, FAMU, of course Miami Hurricanes going to win. Jesus, it's like lopsided. But in the NFL, talent is talent on both sides of the ball. It's just coaching. You get some Bill Belichick kind of coaches out there. I give Bill Belichick, he cheats or whatever, but he still get his guys ready. Even though they got the Roger Goodell on their side with the refs and all this other shit, but he still finds a way to win. And then now that you think about it, he finds a way to win because Roger Goodell wants to see the Patriots, be that team that brings in the ratings and is most popular. Well, okay, Roger Goodell, let's pass the torch on to another AFC team. Let's pass it on to fucking Miami Dolphins. Let's get them up to speed and bring back the prominence, because that's where it's all at. Let's make sure Miami starts selling out the Hard Rock Cafe goddamn stadium. Let's make sure all of that shit, you dirty motherfucker. At any rate, all right, that's enough about Robert Kraft. That's my rant. Hopefully, well, he's going to beat the Chargers. He's not going to do no fucking jail time. He's going to pay a fine. Maybe if he gets restitution, somebody's going to do it for him. Because you imagine Robert Kraft at the fucking recycling thing, sorting fucking shit, or cardboard boxes and cans and all this other shit, or on the side of the road picking up trash. It's like, come on, he's a billionaire. He'll fucking bury that. Whoever arrests him, he got judges in his pocket. His attorney's already made calls. It's going to get dropped because of lack of evidence. Oh well, we're not going to proceed with charges because the tape was blurred or the evidence got lost. Okay, bye. Robert Kraft, yeah, he's gonna use his privileges with money, and that's money and fucking power. This is Brando Tillman and the crew, and I'm out of here. See you around like a donut.